Welcome to Urban Fantasy PH. We are creatives who live in an urban society and give readers wish fulfillment by way of our stories, which is fantasy but reflective of reality. Here, we get to talk to fellow creatives like writers, authors, artists, comic book creators, filmmakers, you name it. We create and share our art here in the Philippines as well as abroad. My name is CJ Edmonds, I'm your host, and here is today's episode. Hey, a pleasant Wednesday morning to all of you. Rise and shine. But if in case you have not fully embraced the morning and you would prefer to listen to us from your bed, then you know what? We can do that too. Today is episode 25 of the podcast. And like always, and during an ongoing season, our show is aired every Wednesday, both for Spotify as well as on my YouTube channel. So you have the option to listen or to watch us. The choice, of course, we leave into your hands. And whether you're watching or listening to us, please click the subscribe button and ring the bell so you do not miss a single episode and you will be notified when a new one comes along. Now, all of our past episodes are ready for you to return to or listen to us chronologically if you're listening to us for the first time. Now, for today's episode, we have the man behind Cadena Studios. Now, he is a comic book creator who, like most artists of our generation, started drawing the popular figures of superheroes like Superman, Spider-Man, and Batman, people we know, right? Now, apart from working in the BPO industry in advertising, he is also a freelance photographer, and he created Cadena Studios, which is a photography, arts, and comic studios. And he publishes comics and gives indie comic artists the chance to publish their own comic with the most minimal investment. I also believe that comics can be made to be a tool to promote culture, creativity, foster the love of reading, and since we are based here, why not promote Philippine art and history? Now, I so agree with that mission vision statement as when we present to the world and to others, and this is how they learn about us, right? So, time to learn more about the man with a vision. Hello and good morning to Mr. Mar Cadena. Hello.
Hello,
Good morning,
hello,
Mar.
sir. Hello. Good morning, everyone.
All
I'm
right.
Omar Cadena. Yes.
And welcome to the show. Prior to beginning the podcast, you also mentioned that this is your first time to be a guest on any podcast, tama?
Yes, sir.
Well, let's just say that I got the same. Ako din. When I started, I got the same jitters when I guested for the first time. But sabi nga nila, when you do something for the first time, it's just like riding a bike. You have to pedal. When you feel that when you pedal, you feel like you're going to fall or keel over. But the more you pedal, of course, the quicker you are to discovering your own sense of balance. So I hope that this first guesting will be the start of many more guestings for you. All right.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. So, like our guest in our previous episode, I also met you for the first time recently in Comiceria. This is
Yes.
a local comic event organized by Comic Con last August 5 at the Robinson's Galleria. So, matagal ka ba nagjo-join ng mga ganitong klaseng comic events? And was Comiceria your first time to join, if in case?
Mm, Bali yung Comic Area is my second time.
Okay.
Yung first time ko is in Mega Mall. Meron din kasi siya lang yung Kwentun na
Yes, yes, yes. Kwento. Hindi ko nakapunta nun eh.
yes, yung Kwentun is partnership with Comic Con. So yung Kwentun kasi is web uh, website for comics, for
Mm-hmm.
online comics, for
Mm-hmm.
yung local online comics na no. So they ano yata they have this parang contest or paggawa ng mga comics. So yun, nagkaroon sila ng parang convention
Mm-hmm.
and graduation din ng mga sumali dun sa paggawa ng comics nila. So
Uy,
ayun,
so
yun yung first time ko na umattend. Then second is yung Comic Area.
mhm. How different yung Kwentun sa Comiceria? Ang focus ba more ng Kwentun before was purely online comics and sa Comiceria is more like more of the print, ganun ba?
Yung kwento is both yung focus nila. Meron silang online and then meron din silang if ever na medyo naging successful yung comics nila sa online, pwede nilang
Mhm.
i-print and then yung
Mhm.
kwento niya magpi-print and then pwede lang ibenta yung mga comics nila.
Okay. Since nakadalawa ka na, dagdag na lang ng isa para maging 3, 'di ba? Tapos
Mm.
manganganak at manganganak na 'yan.
I was
Um,
planning nga sa susunod na ano ulit sa Comiceria sa October 7
yeah,
ulit.
meron sa October, right, right.
Mm.
Sige, kita-kits if ever. Tinatanong ko din sa mga other exhibitors, will it be also sa Robinson's Galleria
Yung
or
next is yes sa Robinsons ulit yung susunod sa October.
okay, same
Sa
venue,
Comic
dun
Con.
pa rin?
Same venue din.
Oo. Kasi baka galleria pero baka i-move kayo sa iba, 'di ba? Minsan I think merong previous Comiceria sa saan ba nilagay? Sa taas yata or something.
Ah,
So, parang
I
ang
think dun ulit yata
dun
Dun
sa
ulit
second
siya.
floor. Okay,
Mm.
sige, good. Maganda naman yung I like yung pwesto that they used for Comiceria this year. Mas may control ka with regards to yung spacing and gano'n. So at least hindi
Mm.
masyadong ano, parang malapit ka, you're close to where the electronics are and you're also close to where the food is, by food court. So parang swakay sa
Yes,
gitna.
mm.
Yan. Um,
Maganda yung place.
yeah. Joining yung mga ganyang klaseng comic conventions, it's great because you get to meet old readers, you get to meet new readers, and also the process of explaining to people who are coming to your table, looking at your work, and let's say catering to orders online is also the same. And siyempre, pag whoever comes close to your table, mag-explain ka, magpipitch ka ng konti, you talk because you talk about your work and your projects because in the hope that let's say ma-curious sila, 'di ba? And they'll check your comic out. So, how long have you been writing for comics and anong ginawa mo before you did that?
Ang basically nung high school pa lang, nagsusulat na ako and then gumagawa ako ng comics. Although parang for sarili lang and
Mhm.
hindi although I'm dreaming na i-publish siya and actually nag-try ako nung high school with my friends. Nagpasa kami ng parang isang story sa Funny Comics. Although hindi kami na-replyan. So I don't
Mhm.
know kung ano nangyari dun sa story namin. So
Well, you could
and
always
then
resubmit.
ayun, I don't know
Balikan.
kung ano. Pero ayun, andun pa rin yung although na-set aside lang muna yung dream about having my own comics published.
Mhm.
Yun, dahil muna ako nag-focus muna ako having a work and then may mga time din na minsan nagdo-drawing pa rin ako and then yun nga siguro nung nag-pandemic, dun yung mas umano yung kasi wala masyadong ginagawa and
Yeah.
naglabasan lahat yung mga online or parang medyo nauso or ng mga online na mga comics like webtoon and then I saw yung webcom and then comic spot as ang dami Goodlist ang dami na ngayon mga local so yung local yung medyo nagano kasi yun nga yung parang naging yung heart case yung i-promote yung culture ng Philippines. So, Filipino culture, yun nga yung mga salita, or yung
Mhm. Mhm.
baybayin, ganun.
Yeah, which we'll get
So,
to later on, later
yes. Yeah.
in the show. I do have a question about that. So, feeling mo ba with regards to the progress of Philippine comics, mas malaki yung focus sa online rather than sa print?
Now, mas ngayon yung mostly yung mga kilala kong mga artist is
Mm.
nagpo-focus na sila sa online kasi and mostly foreign yung gusto nilang kasi dun yung merong pera, merong kasi
Okay.
webtoon. If you got if you got
Pera
pag
lang talaga
nakuha
katapat,
yung
ano? So, pera ang katapat, hindi papel.
Ayun, ayun siguro ayun nga, parang siguro gusto rin talaga nilang ano, pagkakitaan yung ano, yung art nila. So,
Mhm.
yun yung ano, yung naging siguro motivation nila. Although, ako naman, saan kasi ano, yung motivation ko din is talagang, maano ko lang, nailabas ko lang talaga yung art ko o yung ano ko, yung drawing ko kasi yun nga, yung dati parang hindi natanggap yung hindi na-publish yung triny kong ipasang story,
Mhm.
tsaka yung art ko na ano. So, parang gusto ko lang talagang ano, mabasa ng ibang tao yung gawa ko. So, yun yung parang nagmo-motivate sa akin.
Okay.
And yun din yung ma-promote din yung comics. So, sabi nga, they say na yung comics daw, yung comics industry is talagang medyo patay na daw or not doing well. Pero I think ano pag talagang nag-push talaga in na ano, yung comics kasi pwede rin kasi yung comics pwede rin sa mga estudyante yung
Mhm.
promoting yung ano, yung ayun yung naisip ko nga parang yung comics hindi lang dapat yung parang pang for leisure, parang pwedeng educational din siya. So parang yun
Tama.
yung mga
I
naisip
agree,
ko
I
nga.
agree. Um, may nakukuha or may nakakausap ka pa bang tao na hanggang ngayon sa age ng digital age wherein kahit ano na gusto mong basahin, pwede mong i-download and all, may nakakausap ka pa bang tao na sabi, "Comics? Bakit comics? Sana libro na lang kasi comics pambata." May nakukuha ka pa bang usapang ganyan?
Um, sa ano, parang sa mga kabataan kasi ano, kasi mostly medyo matanda na pero yung mga nakakaano ko kasi sa mga artist na ano, digital na yung ginagamit. Parang mas prefer nila yung ano, yung may drawing and then yung story
Mhm.
kaysa
Okay.
yung magbabasa lang sila ng ano. So parang mas gusto yung although yung popularity kasi talaga ng ano, ng anime, ng mga
Yep.
DC, Marvel, parang
Mm.
yun yung ano sa kanila na mas gusto nila na ano, na may drawing yung
May
binabasa
drawing, may
nila
nakikita. Okay. In short,
kaysa yung nagbabasa lang.
bumabalik tayo sa pagiging bata.
Oo. Yun
Yeah.
lang yung mga naririnig ko na ano, sa mga nakausap ko na mga art.
Mhm.
Medyo mga bata kasi yung mga nagpapa-print din
Na
sa akin ng mga comics nila.
okay. Okay. I get that. In the intro, we also said that you also do some corporate work because you're in advertising, part of the working in the BPO industry. How do you balance yung work time mo and producing and writing your comic? I know that everyone will have, let's say, a different work schedule, a different system of creating and producing. And I'm curious lang, ano naman ang sistema mo?
Um, yung ginagawa ko kasi is kapag meron talagang spare time, I make sure na talagang gumagawa ako ng comics or nagpiprint ako ng comics kasi minsan may times din talaga na ano, may burnout talaga. Yung di ka
Mm,
makapag-drawing kahit
mm.
anong pilit mo mag-drawing, di ka ano.
Walang ano,
Pero
di ba? May mga araw na ganun talaga.
hindi ko talaga siya mapilit. Pero I make sure na kapag ano, in my mood or nasa mood ako mag-drawing is talagang tinutuloy ko kapag may time. Kasi yeah, ako kasi yung schedule ko is night shift. So
Mhm. Mm.
in the morning, yun, magdo-drawing muna ako and then pag may time magpi-print ng comics ko and then matutulog ganun. So iba-balance lang din talaga. And then kapag rest day, yun yung may time na yung unang araw is yung comics and then yung pagdo-drawing. And then yung second day, yun yung pang-relax lang or
Yung
rest
pang-relax.
lang talaga. Oh, rest
Mm.
lang talaga.
How do you measure, let's say, yung productivity mo? Kasi like ako, I don't know how to draw. So ako, if I measure my productivity, I measure since I'm writer, I measure it by the number of words na nasusulat ko. Sa iyo ba ang pagme-measure mo ng productivity is per page ang drawing, or at least nakagawa ka ng ng isang maayos na panel? How do you measure na parang, okay, satisfied na ako kasi ganito kadami yung ginawa ko? Or kahit konti man ang nagawa ko, kahit paano may nagawa kaysa wala. So, this is para lang a two-part question. So, one is, paano mo na mini-measure yung productivity mo when you start working? And number two, na-mention mo, pahinga, and relax lang. Pero alam mo naman minsan ang utak ng creative minsan oras mo na ng pahinga, umaandar pa rin.
Tsaka naman,
Di ba?
tsaka
Walang
naman.
tigil. True. And so kung there will be times when you know that kailangan mong pahinga, you know that you have to rest and take a nap or whatever. Hindi mo maiwasan na hindi ka ma-guilty na parang naku, napaka-unproductive ko. Wala akong gagawin today, hihilata lang ako, matutulog na ako. Dapat meron akong ginagawa. So how do you handle pag pumapasok yung guilt diyan sa araw ng pagpapahinga mo na kailangan na feeling mo meron kang ginagawa?
For me, ang ginagawa kasi if ever na yun nga yung sabi ko, pag yung wala ka talagang mapiga sa pagdodrawing or talagang hindi ka wala ka sa mood, nililipat ko yung schedule ko. For example, schedule ko is to draw today and then rest tomorrow. If ever wala talagang productivity for today, nililipat ko siya tomorrow. So, yun lang, yung scheduling siguro talaga. Yung scheduling ng and then, kasi nga, yun nga, pag sa art, minsan kasi nagbe-base din sa mood, sa emotion, or yung I don't know, yung parang yung drive mo to draw. Minsan yung creative juices mo, minsan biglang overflowing, talagang tuloy-tuloy ka mag-drawing. And then, may times naman talaga na kahit anong isipin mo, wala. Ganun. So, hindi ako, for me, hindi ako nagigilty sa ganun. Kasi,
okay.
It's a natural, lang naman talaga na, siguro yung, sa akin kasi hindi ko siya yung parang pinaka-main na work. So,
alright.
Parang
okay.
hindi ako masyadong guilty. So, siguro yung talagang pinagkakakitaan nila, talagang yun yung main source of income nila.
Okay.
Talagang guilty sila kasi they need to draw, they need to think of ways to have money kasi nga kailangan nilang mag-drawing, talagang tapusin yung mga
Pwede. Perhaps yun nga kasi yun ang kanilang bread and butter. So, pag may and alam mo naman ang guilt, pagka sinapian ka niyan, no matter kung gaano ka kagaling, no matter kung gaano ka creative, pag sinapian ka ng guilt, hindi ka makakagalaw. Kahit sabihin natin, kahit sino pa yan, manunulat, mga awit, or whatever, anyone in the creative field, once guilt sets in, because you have not been producing your art, for a long time or whatever, ang hirap gumalaw. Parang kang dinaganan ng bato na hindi ka makagalaw kasi, di ba? Parang ganun. So yeah, you shouldn't really feel guilty, whether you've stopped for a while or you've stopped for a long time. If you're not able to create your art, you are. I'm sure you also agree with this, that no matter kung gaano kalaki yung time na tinigil mo, kung manunulat ka, mga awit ka, kompositor ka, kahit tumigil ka, in your heart of hearts, artist ka pa rin. Tama?
Yes.
Ayun, di ba? And as part of your work time, meron ka bang rituals? Let's say, bago ka magtrabaho, like, there are some people na magsisindi sila ng kandila para to signal their brain na para, okay, it's time to draw, it's time to write kasi nakasindi yung kandila, di ba? May iba naman nagkakape. So, meron naman mga iba na parang, teka, ilalakad ko muna yung aso ko. I have to walk my dog first in the morning and then when I come back, okay, trabaho na tayo. So, meron ka bang ginagawa na specific na tinitrigger yung brain mo para to say na, okay, it's time to work. Kahit wala ako sa mood, because may ginawa akong ganon, isi-shift ko yung mindset ko, or at least on the onset na kung feeling ko wala akong ipipiga, pero parang meron pa, lulubusin ko yan at meron akong gagawin para maengganyo ako. Yun.
Yes. For me, yung one thing na ginagawa ko if may yung feeling ko na hinahirapan ako mag-drawing is yung I check out yung mga binili kong comic books na
Mm.
parang for inspiration, parang chine-check ko siya. Hindi ko binabasa, parang chine-check ko lang yung art. So parang ganun, getting ideas ganun.
Mm, mm.
Then ganun din, nagbo-browse din ako online ng mga art para lang ma-inspire or ma maano yung creative ano ko na or uy ganda yung ano niya, yung posing or maganda yung ano. So niisip ko kung anong posing kaya yung gagawin ko sa susunod ko na art or yung panel na gagawin ko or yung
Mhm.
action kasi pag sa comics mo yung ito yung parang kailangan yung script niya is ganito dapat yung itsura ganun. So
Mm.
parang I'm getting the ideas from other and inspiration din para parang jump start na yung mind ko na or
Right,
ito yung
right.
magandang ano. So nakakatulong talaga sa akin is yung to read other or to see other art din or mga comics or anything na pwede mag-inspire sa akin and
Mhm.
magano ng mind ko kung ano yung susunod kong gagawin. So yun yung ginagawa ko talaga na
Okay.
ini-inspire ko yung sarili ko para talaga mag-drawing.
All right. Well, your process seems to have worked for yourself effectively dahil nakapaggawa ka ng dalawa. Diba? So, tada, dalawa, hawak-hawak ko
Yun.
ngayon. So, this is number
Thank you.
one and this is number two. Yan. Okay. Yan. Dalawa yan. So, without any spoilers, can you tell us what is the comic all about? Oh, parang brief summary lang.
Isang no spoilers.
No, no spoilers tayo
Ah,
dito eh.
oo nga, ayoko rin i-spoil. Yung bali, yung pinaka-summary niya is, they are a group of uh, college students na na-assign sila ng parang day nila to investigate yung mga paranormal in their school or in their college. So
Mhm, mhm,
parang ang my plan is every issue there is one monster or spirit demon na kakalabanin nila and mostly mga Filipino myth na mga characters or mga katulad ng mga aswang ganon.
mhm.
For example, this issue kalaban nila is ganito manananggal or ganito. So yun yung that's my plan na every issue
Every issue
there will
meron
be
isa.
isang mythical creature or demon or anything na na medyo related sa Filipino culture na na mga monster na di ba yung mga aswang mga
Mm, mm.
ah, kung ano mga creature ng Filipino culture na. So yun yung parang pinaka ng summary ng comics na
Mhm.
pinaggagawin ko.
Since sabi mo ang target mo is your target is one monster per issue. Alam mo na ba kung ilang issues ang gagawin mo?
Ayun, medyo nakaano na siya. So 26 siya. So 26 siya na.
26. Okay, so
Uh,
ganyan pala
although
karami.
dyan sa sa 1 and 2 medyo magkadugtong kasi siya. So
Mm.
ayun. So isa lang yung monster na gawa ko diyan. So yung iba mga yun yung plano ko na one
Okay,
issue per month.
one issue. Ano bang ano mo dito like one issue a month or every 2 months may isang issue para hindi ka rin masyadong pressured, no? Kasi pag one issue a month, para nakaka-pressure 'yan.
Oo nga, yung plan ko talaga dati is, every 3 months. So, yun nga
Okay,
nung
okay.
ang nangyari kasi is, dahil minsan yung work and then yun nga nag ko ng mga magpi-print ng mga comics. So,
Mm.
minsan hindi ko na siya natutuloy yung so actually yung second issue ko na yun parang 6 months ko siya ginawa
Mm.
yung second issue. So parang may interval siya na medyo mahaba eh. So pero yung plan ko talaga is Yun nga, kailangan ko lang talaga ano yung schedule ko is siguro mga 3 months yung release dapat. So, yun yung plan ko. Pero minsan kasi tumatagal siya ng ano, dahil sa mga ibang mga
Obligations.
gawain
Yep.
na ano, o obligations na ano.
Yep.
So,
We
medyo
we under,
napapatagal siya.
okay lang yan. We understand that. As long as as long as pinagpapatuloy at hindi tinitigil. Yun ang importante, di ba?
Hmm.
And if someone were to read the comic, they can easily see, ayan, yung drawing ng character. They can easily see that it's heavily influenced by manga, from how the characters
Yes.
are drawn to the hair, to the eyes. And I was wondering what manga inspired you and influenced you to draw the characters like that. And yung nagsisimula ka, even if let's say the comic is in Tagalog and it's not in English, unless you have an English version, no? Did you ever think na dahil Tagalog yung comic, hindi manga style ang ipagdodraw mo, but more of the standard Western comic approach to comic book drawing and writing?
Hmm, na ang although nung una kasi nung ano ba to nung high school is more on ano yung drawing ko kasi dati nung high school is western na ano yung mga nauso dati X-Men, Wildcats.
Yes.
So
Wildcats.
yun yung ayun, ang dami kong drawing na ano
Ay, pag
dati
may
yung
number one ka, itago mo yan, ha? Malaking malaking halaga yan ngayon.
Wildcats na. Meron
Oo.
na isang comics na Wildcats. Hindi ko alam.
Oh, yun.
Hindi ko pa nga.
Nako,
Ayun. Yung
binenta mo
favorite
yan,
ko dun si
yayaman.
Grifter. Si Grifter yung favorite
Si
ko.
Grifter,
So, yun,
okay.
yun yung mga ano, yung drawing ko dati. Pero nung kasi nauso yung ano, yung Dragon Ball and then yung Ghost Fighter. Heavily ganun talaga. Na-inspired talaga ako nun. Especially sa Ghost Fighter. Yung ano. Yun yung parang mostly parang medyo yung kind ng drawing ko is sa Ghost Fighter. So, I don't know, parang, although yun nga iniisip ko is, kailangan, parang Filipino yung culture yung gusto kong ano, pero yung drawing ko is Japanese, di ba? Parang gano'n. So, parang, naisip ko lang kasi na yung parang medyo popular kasi ngayon is yung Japanese. So,
Right.
parang sa akin lang naman, why not yun yung gamitin kong tool para, kasi dahil popular siya, may lalagay mo yung ano, yung culture doon kasi nga yun ang mostly nire-read or nababasa. So yun
Tama.
yung ano.
And I understand. I understand the choice. And malakas naman talaga ang influence ng manga. And tama nga, sinabi mo, I mean, there's so many animated series, even sa TV, di ba? Yun nga, si Dragon Ball, si Naruto. So, yun yung mga nakikita ng bata, yun yung mga nababasa ng mga bata. So, you know that automatically, stand out siya kasi, uy, alam ko to, yung style, parang gano'n. Familiar, di ba? Parang familiar for kids and for those who read. Now, apart from yung characters themselves, one of the things also na napansin ko, I noticed on the cover, was yung incorporation mo of pre-colonial Philippine alphabet called Baybayin. Now, along with selling the comic, you were also giving away flyers.
Yes.
No? Oh, may flyer, may kinuha ko. In the form of, let's say, this alphabet chart, to create awareness. I'm showing it on the screens for those who are listening. You may want to, watch us on video instead so you can see what it is. But I was wondering, what made you decide to include that sa comic? And will we see more of the incorporation of Baybayin sa mga future issues apart from the current use na ginagamit mo sa cover?
Yes. Yes, yun. Sa mga next issue, andun pa rin yung ano, yung Baybayin. So yun, kaya ko siya nilagyan ng Baybayin. Although hindi ko pa siya talaga medyo nakakabisado yung ano. So minsan nagre-refer pa rin ako dun sa ano ko.
Buti na lang may chart ka, no?
Oo, may nagre-refer pa rin ako dun sa chart ko.
Codigs.
Kasi nga medyo
folded out pa.
May codigo.
Itams.
Pero pag inano ko siya, it's easy to it's easy to learn naman din siya. Yung naano ko siya. Kailangan mo lang talaga ma-familiarize dun sa sa itsura ng letters, mga letters.
True.
Pero pag the way na iyaano siya, madali lang siyang matutunan talaga. So, yun yung parang yun yung gusto ko na iano sa ano na ba yung sa mga ibang Asian countries kasi mostly yung ginagamit nila is sarili nilang sulat, 'di ba? And
Yes.
hindi Roman hindi Roman yung sulat nila. So
Oo.
parang naano ko rin na sana maging ganun na yun din yung comics and then parang ma-curious man lang sila about yung kung paano yung mga dating mga panunulat dati, kung paano magbaybay or magsulat ng mga words dati. So, ayun, parang maano lang din sa mga readers na uy, maganda pala or may ganito rin pala tayo, hindi lang pala puro ano na yung sulat natin katulad sa mga Roman na sulat ano. So,
Mm-mm.
parang
I agree.
katulad din pala tayo ng mga ibang countries, Asian countries na may sariling sulat. Yun yung
Tama.
parang yun yung gusto ko sanang maano ng mga ibang readers or ng mga tao na ma-curious sila na yung pag-aralan nila. Kasi
Mm-mm.
yun din yung minsan kasi para medyo na na tayo sa ibang culture, nakalimutan na natin yung sarili
Yung
nating
sarili
roots.
natin. May maalala ka bang, meron bang let's say, uh, panukalang batas back in the day na isasama yung baybayin sa curriculum? Meron bang naging ganyan or parang wala pa yata?
Siguro may narinig lang akong rumor na parang may gusto na pero
Mm-mm.
if ever sana talagang na siya, gawin siyang parang part din ng pag-aaral. Kasi napakadali lang talaga siyang pag-aralan kasi
Mm-mm.
every lang yung niya. Parang madali lang siyang pag-aralan talaga. Yun.
Saka
So
sana
sana
ano
nga
no, sana may ganyan, merong you know, as you said, it's great that we also need to look into our own culture and our own history with regards to incorporating what is inherently ours, diba? And when we present our art to the world, and if we have our own pre-colonial alphabet, why is it not in schools? At least made more, given more awareness, diba? For people who don't know that we have one, and also for people who would want to learn one. It'll be great, sana, if ma-incorporate din siya sa standard keyboard, di ba? So if you don't know exactly yung the way, kasi when you look at it, para din siyang para siyang yung sa Chinese writing, may konting calligraphy, di ba? May brush stroke, may ganyan.
may ba?
So I'm sure may ganyang klaseng attack din when you write the characters. So, sana lang kung may software developer na nakikinig na Pilipino and you feel na na kailangan nating ibida ang sarili nating alphabet, then why not, 'di ba? Ako, I have to admit that may konting confusion sa akin when I saw the flyer because you wrote baybayin. And from what I know, ang pre-colonial alphabet natin ay tawag alibata. So, further research told me that alibata was a misconception and
Yes.
baybayin is actually the right word to use
Yes.
and call it. So, I suppose na-encounter mo rin yung difference or that misconception sa pag-research mo. And umpisa ngayon, let's set the record straight. Ano ba talaga ang tama? Alibata or baybayin?
Sa research na nakuha ko talaga is baybayin talaga siya. So, yung alibata is from word yata na galing sa Hindu, parang ganun.
Arabic.
So,
Sa Arabic, yes.
Arabic ganun. Yung parang, yun, Arabic ganun. So, yun yata yung so hindi siya talaga, baybayin talaga is from the word itself na baybay, parang binabaybay mo or parang it's either meaning sa sa dagat or sa ilog.
Oo, parang
Parang
tinatahak.
binabaybay mo
Yes, tama. Yes, binabaybay.
tinatahak mo. So, parang ganun yung meaning din niya and parang sa pagsusulat, parang you're going along with what you're writing. So, parang ganun yung meaning ng baybay. So, parang ganun.
Okay. All right. So, ayan. Alam na natin. So, that's it. It's not Alibata. It is called Baybayin. In some of the research that I checked, it was called Baybayin for a time, but yun nga, misconception siya because it was called on incorrectly by a professor who originated the writing system with Arabic. So hindi talaga accurate. So alibata pa rin talaga. I mean, baybayin talaga still is the word to describe it and not alibata. Okay, so at least na ano na
Yeah.
natin, we were able to end the debate. So moving forward, Western authors, thriller authors, like the ones that I love reading, like Dan Brown and others, they've mastered the art of leading the reader to turn, one page after another at the end of the book. In this case, you decided to end each of the issues with, let's say, more questions, in the hopes that the reader will find the answers sa susunod na issue. So I know it's part of a continuing narrative, or if not overall arc ng story, but paano ka mag-decide when pag let's say nagsa-storyboard ka na sabihin mo na okay, issue 1 dapat hanggang dito lang, or issue 2 ito lang yung sasabihin ko kasi magtitipid ako para meron akong maidadagdag at pang cliffhanger, let's say sa susunod na issues, parang gano'n.
Sa akin yung way ng pag-ano ko ng stories yung yun nga yung dun sa una kong issue is ang daming question eh. So yun yung parang inano ko na may cliffhanger sa dulo na ano yung nangyayari dun sa ano ba yung nangyayari dun sa character na ano. So yun yung para sa akin is yung they get excited for another issue. Yun yung parang gusto ko sanang iyan na dun sa comics ko na although yung gagawin ko kasi every issue may isang monster na so parang it can stand on its own. Although gusto ko siya sana na yung may ano pa rin siya, may excitement pa rin for the next issue. So yun sana yung medyo pinag-iisipan ko na style of writing na yung mga issue ko is can stand on its own pero excited sila for another issue. So merong konting cliffhangers in the end para ma-excite sila for the next issue.
Because yun ang gusto mo, you want each issue to stand on its own. Is that the reason bakit sa issue 2 may konting flashback na parang ang dating sa akin is alam mo usually yung mga teleserye or mga series na previously on ganyan. Kaya nilagyan mo ng konting previously because ang gusto mo is hindi nila kailangan basahin chronologically. I mean, pwede silang mag-start sa 3 tapos atras na lang and then go back to 1 and 2 ganon ba ang gusto mong mangyari?
Parang ganon din. Ganon na ano kasi gusto ko sana na mag-stand on its own yung na hindi na kailangan para maano nila na ito yung pinaka story niya. Na hindi mo na kailangan pang magbasahin lahat. Although para ma-understand mo yung buong story lahat, need mo talaga basahin lahat yung So parang yun lang yung medyo lalagyan ko lang siya ng konting para hindi naman siya yung kasi mostly yung ibang readers ayaw nila yung nabibitin. So parang at least yung merong so at least meron siya lang konting background kung ano yung nangyari dati or kung ano yung mga kailangan nilang malaman para maintindihan nila yung isang issue. So yun yung parang din isa sa mga parang writing ko na gusto kong sana incorporate doon sa sa mga susunod kong issue. So
ayun, so moving forward, yung mga issues mo lahat meron ganyan. May konting previously on issue ganun.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Tapos
Okay,
yung mga ano,
that's also good kasi kunyari let's say during conventions and ganyan what if let's say naubos na yung issue 1, di ba? You ran out of issue 1 and then when people go to your table it's like, oh, where's issue 1? Oh wait, okay lang, if you have not read issue 1 you can pick up issue 2 because may konting there's a little bit of flashback there or previously on issue 1.
yes.
So they can still follow the storyline. So yeah, that's good. I never thought of that. So that's the first thing that popped into my head. Yung binabasa kong issue to, sabi ko, uy, merong previously. Hindi lahat ng tao gumagawa ng previously. So that's also good na may konting refresher course, as they say, for each and every issue. Kasi hindi naman lahat ng tao nagbabasa sunod-sunod, di ba? Minsan, sige, bukas ko na basahin yung isa. Paano kung ikaw yung mambabasa na may konting malimutin? Di, nakalimutan mo na ano binasa mo no isang araw. Okay, balikan ko ulit. So, at least ito, andyan na yung konting refresher. Naalala na nila, di ba? Yeah. So, creatives will also have different choices, and these choices are influenced equally by what they do outside of their art, let's say from their day jobs or outside influences. And we mentioned sa intro that you are also a freelance photographer, diba? So I was wondering, how does being a photographer influence you pagdating sa drawing ng art mo? Do you feel that because you're in photography, you have an advantage in drawing because as a photographer, you know more about, let's say, subject placements, alam mo yung angle shots and all that. So nakatulong ba yan sa pagdodrawing sa'yo dahil photographer ka? And meron ka bang, let's say, maybe elements of photography na alam mong hindi ginagamit pero dahil nagdo-drawing ka rin, pwede mong i-apply kaagad sa pagsusulat ng comic mo?
Yung ano bang tawag doon sa yung golden ratio ng sa photography, yung parang may ganun na dapat yung measurement niya. So nagagamit ko din siya sa paggawa ng comic. So kasi mas pleasing siya sa
hindi ako
mata.
photographer. Ano uli, what is the golden ratio? Interesting word din. Interesting word din sinabi mo. So for those who are not into photography, pa-explain what is the golden ratio?
Yung ano siya, yung meron siyang placement ng kung saan yung dapat naka-place yung mata or yung model. So mas pleasing siyang tignan kapag naka ano siya, may placement yung pinipicturean mo. So na-apply ko din siya sa paggawa ng comics kasi mas pleasing yung panel if yung placement ng character is nakaganon or may mga posing na the same na katulad din sa photography. So medyo yun yung na-apply ko from photography dun sa paggawa ko din ng comics. So yun yung isa sa mga advantage pag medyo may alam ka sa photography. Although different art naman talaga siya, and minsan hindi mo rin kailangan i-apply din yung photography sa art kasi free form naman din yung art ng paggawa ng comic. So kahit anong placing ng basta maganda siya sa paningin, yun yung mas importante about sa paggawa ng comics. Pero yun nga, medyo advantage ko lang is yung sa photography, na-apply ko yung ibang pwedeng gawin para mas maging pleasing yung isang panel ganun.
Okay, so at least we know about that, and yun nga, ang maganda dyan is ikaw mismo natatansya mo kung bilang reader parang am I looking at this the way a photographer would look through at subject via mula sa lens, parang ganon. And kung mas maganda ba kung off-center siya, or mas maganda pa kung ang ifo-focus ko is yung background ng subject at ang subject nandito sa kanan, yung mga ganyang no, yung mga ganyang creative decisions. And isa rin, apart from the previously section sa comics, may napansin, I also noticed that may mga sort of ads that you have in the comic wherein you promote other comics within or under the banner of Cadena Studio. One of that is this one. I'm
Yes.
sorry. Yeah, yeah, di ba? This character is not in the comic, but they have their own spread, isang page, no? One page of it, and the other one is yeah, see Strange Gear. Yeah, yeah, and this one as well, di ba? So meron kang meron kang ads to internal ads, parang ganun. So does this mean that is that a separate work na gawa mo, or this is gawa ng ibang artists that are part of the Cadena Studio? So alin ang tamang hula?
Yung yung dyan sa comics ko, gawa other works ko siya. Other works ko. Yung,
Okay, gawa mo yan. Ito to, si
Si Manawari.
Manawari. Yan. Yeah.
Hindi, story pa lang siya and then mga character models. So hindi, wala pa siya talagang comics talaga, yung Manawari. So parang
Okay.
ano pa lang siya.
Coming soon.
Story pa lang siya. O, parang coming soon, ganun. So,
okay, so
although
that's
yun, medyo tinataas ko na yung story niya. Kasi gusto ko talagang ano siya yung kasi pre-colonial yung story niya. So, and yung last Comiceria, I have this opportunity na nakatabi yung si Sir Aria, isa Kawangis publication. So, yung mostly yung mga comics niya is about ano talaga pre-colonial, yung Mai.
Yun yung may katabi mo na may cards, 'di ba? May character cards, tama.
May mga character cards. So, yun.
Yeah,
parang na-inspire din ako kasi yun din yung parang ano niya na yung promote Philippine culture in pre-colonial na mga stories. Yeah. So, isa rin yun sa mga na-inspire ako na mga gumagawa ng comics sila. Sila yung Kawangis publication din. So, yun yung sabi ko, if ever, hindi na lang ako yung magpiprint ng story na ginagawa ko. Parang ipipitch ko na lang sa kanila. Tapos sila na lang yung magpiprint. So,
nice.
yun yung napag-usapan namin nung habang magkatabi kami. So, parang na-excite din ako na tapusin na yung story. Kasi, ang heavy din kasi ng research kasi kailangan medyo accurate sa history. So, parang ganun yung gusto ko sana. So, medyo may pagka-fantasy history ganun.
So, ano to? These are original characters pero based in pre-colonial history. So, hindi siya...
Yes.
So, hindi siya you're not adapting an episode in Philippine pre-colonial history.
Yes.
And okay.
So parang hindi siya yung parang yung most ng iba gagawa ng hero na lapu-lapu and then may comics. So parang ibang-iba talaga siya. So original character talaga.
Good.
Fantasy.
Yan. Nice. I like. So parang para siyang Urduha with magic, parang ganun.
Parang ganun.
Diba? Oh, yan. That's nice. I love the concept. And for sure when it comes out, isa ako sa mga isa sa mga pipila at pa-autograph ako sa'yo. Any word of advice para sa mga gustong pasukan tong I'd like to call it trabaho because in a way it is, 'di ba? Ang pagsusulat, ang pagdodraw, it might be a hobby but still it is work. Trabaho siya kasi paglalaan mo ng oras, paglalaan mo ng tinta, paglalaan mo ng papel, 'di ba? So there are, minimal investments to incorporate in doing that kind of work. So it's still work for me. So for those who would want to be comic book writers or thinking of parang, I have an idea, should I or should I not? What advice can you give them?
My advice for comic creator na tuloy-tuloy lang silang maggawa kasi uh, some kasi medyo takot na ma-reject
Mm-hmm.
or hindi maging successful yung comics nila. Kasi for me, there's someone out there na ano na may audience kay. Kasi
Mm-hmm.
hindi man maging successful or hindi man maging ano yung comics mo sa iba. Pero meron kang mga audience diyan na nakatago lang na hindi mo pa nahanap. So, tuloy-tuloy lang yung paggawa, 'di ba? And kapag may pumuna or may nag-critic sa gawa mo, i-accept mo kasi it's part of growth na pwede mong mapaganda pa yung craft mo. So ako nakikinig ako sa mga critics, sa mga suggestion. So ayun. Although nakikinig ako, ah meron pa rin akong sariling ano, parang inaayos ko lang ng konti para naman
Mm-hmm.
hindi siya yung baka kasi makontrol ka na ng ibang tao, di ba? Makontrol ka about sa sabi nila, oh, huwag mong gawin yan kasi ganito, ganun. Parang yung freedom mo to express your art, parang mawawala. So, sa akin lang naman is yung makinig ka pero hindi masisira yung pinaka love mo dun sa art or yung kung paano mo siya i-express. Parang ganun.
Mm-hmm.
Kasi hindi naman kasi yung art is ano eh, an expression ng kung ano yung gusto mo or yung gusto mong ipakita sa mga tao. So, para sa akin, although pwede mo siyang pagkakitaan talaga. So,
Mm-hmm.
yun. Ayun. So,
Yun yung the,
sa
yun
akin
yung
kasi,
the, yun yung the best, 'di ba? Na pwede mong pagkakitaan.
oo. Parang masaya ka na kasi na-express mo yung art mo or yung gusto mong ipakita sa ibang tao. Then, kumikita ka din. So,
Mm-hmm.
yun yung sa mga masasayang ano na isang artist. Yun. So, yun lang, parang tuloy-tuloy lang. Kasi ako medyo may edad na rin parang nag-aano pa rin, nagtutuloy pa rin naman ano.
Ay,
Kasi
wag
yun talaga
sabihin,
din
wag sabihin ng edad, wag umamin.
wag
Wag,
na
wag,
sabihin
wag. Oo,
basta mukhang
bata pa tayong
bata.
lahat. Bata pa. Oo. Bata sa
Ayun.
isip, bata sa gawa.
Hindi yun, parang inaano ko lang na ano, wag silang titigil kahit no,
Ah,
wala naman sa edad yan, wala naman sa ano. Basta
true.
kung
Yes.
mahal mo yung gawa, kung mahal mo yung gawa mo or masaya ka sa ginagawa mo, tuloy-tuloy mo lang. Huwag mo hayaan na ano, ma-down ka ng ibang tao or ma-down ka sa mga sitwasyon. Basta kung
Mm.
masaya ka sa ginagawa mo, tuloy-tuloy mo lang. Hanggang
Oh,
sa
kaya
ma-reach mo yung
pag may pumupuna, sabi mo, wag mo akong punahin kasi bata ako, matanda ka, ganun. Uh, for those who would want to get a copy of, sorry sa matatanda, sorry, mubusina lang po. For those who want to get a copy of the comic, where can they get, kung hindi sila maka-attend ng comic area, saan sila pwedeng mag-order or, you know, magpa-autograph sa'yo?
yan, thank you. Thank you. So, sa may Shopee account ako or may shop kami sa Shopee.
Oh,
So,
nice.
yung
Okay.
Cadena Studio, i-search nyo lang. Cadena Studio
Okay,
sa
Cadena
Shopee.
Studio.
So makikita nyo lang din ng, hindi lang yung comics, so, pati yung comics din ng ang nakipag-partner sa akin or yung mga nagpa-print sa akin. So mostly kasi mga kaibigan ko din yung mga nagpa-print sa akin. So
Okay,
ayun,
awesome. All right, so sa
makikita
Shopee.
Cadena Studio lang, Cadena Studio.
All right, Cadena
Yes,
Studio.
sir.
Okay, good. If in case they want to follow you on social media at gusto nilang mangulit, where can they follow you?
Facebook, ayun, Cadena Studio PH. And then sa Instagram, Cadena Studio PH din.
Okay. We will list them all sa episode show notes para at least people can just click and follow you ASAP. All
Thank
right.
you.
So that is it. A wrap for today. Maraming salamat. Thank you so much, Mar, for joining us in
Thank you,
this
thank you.
episode.
Thank
And
you, Freddy.
also thank you to Spine Books for your support since day one. Now, if in case you want to get a copy of my books, I'm also on Shopee. Just look for the Spine Book Shopee page, and I'll put the link as well on the show notes along with Cadena Studios. All right. And if you want me to read it out, the link is shopee.ph/spinebooks. And for Cadena, it's shopee.ph/Cadena Studio as well. Right. So if you are a creative and you would like to be featured on the podcast, simply email us at urbanfantasyph@gmail.com and follow the show on Facebook, Instagram, and now Threads, and me as well over at cjedmonds.com. Till the next episode, Indie Creatives Unite. Keep creating and we will keep reading. Stay safe, stay creative, and be true to your vision no matter what other people say. Namaste and blessed be. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was another episode of Urban Fantasy PH. Join us next time as we feature another creative soul who wants their art to be seen, heard, and shared. If you have your own work to share, just email us at urbanfantasyph@gmail.com. Till the next episode, this is independent author, singer-songwriter, radio personality, voice actor, and fellow creative, CJ Edmonds, reminding you to always listen to your heart, create with your mind, and share with your soul. Goodbye, everybody. Namaste. Blessed be.